Hey everybody, it's Rob here. The Spin2Win Whirlwind Barbarian dream continues also in Season 5. Just like our boy here, Jon Snow, he is spinning and he's winning. Despite some nerfs, the build is still extremely strong and one of the best farming builds in Season 5. We have planners from starter, leveling, all the way to unique and all the way to the full uber unique with the new reworked Mythic, Harlequin's Crest, Perma Shouts, everything. It's gonna be insane. So buckle up. I'm in the game right now here and I removed all my bleeds, I removed all my Ubers, and we're gonna do some runs here by the end. But I'm gonna show you the setups first, and then we're gonna blast some 101s because this is still gonna be one of the best builds to farm materials for masterworking and just farming in general. One of the best builds for leveling here, very strong. And just overall, I think for push it's not S tier, it's more like on the A tier kind of thing, but this is the best farming build for Barb, hands down. So let's get into it. There's the starter version here. It basically doesn't even need any Uber. It doesn't need any unique either. And we're rocking Numbing Wrath, we're rocking the now buffed Grasping Whirlwind, which is pulling way more frequently. I've tested this a bit on the PTR and it was actually pretty good. We have the new anger management aspect, which allows us even on the casual end, to just be permanently berserking. So that is going to be insanely useful to us, just berserk all the time. And we also have the attack speed scaling enabled now for Whirlwind. And we have Iron Warrior here, so big damage reduction from the Iron Skin. So again, triple shout, just like in every good Barb build. Iron Skin, Whirlwind, and then you can either play Call of the Ancients or you can play Wrath of the Berserk. After the buffs and the attack speed scaling, I prefer Call of the Ancients, but you can also play Wrath the Berserk. Both of them work and you can just exchange them, whichever one you prefer. But again, I prefer Call of the Ancients, lower cooldown as well. We're rocking Ghost Walker, Dust Devil, Devilish aspect, and the Dust Devil aspect has been buffed tremendously in recent days, and it's just here like 10. You see in the game I don't even have a Whirlwind weapon, I'm just using my Flay weapon with a polearm, but it's doing 10,000 damage, and this is going to be insane during the leveling processes as well. We're rocking Conceited here with the Iron Skin, Fierce Winds, Devilish, Starlight. As long as you don't have the Starter Sky, you can also play the Vocalized, here the Shout generation, but I prefer Starlight actually because we're getting so much generation here from Iron Skin and from our Shouts with Raid Leader. Then we have Bolt's Chieftain and Aspect of the Element. And what we will be rocking here, we're gonna assign Whirlwind to our polearm basically, just like this in-game. And this will allow us to basically get the polearm expertise as well as get the Executioner Glyph in our Paragon boards. And we have some very good news for all the Barbs here with Twisters. The Twister Glyph is finally working again now. So this is going to be in all the setups here in the Paragons. We have right here, we have the Twister Glyph, the 1.13x multiplier is working yet again. So it's going to be very strong here with the Twister Glyph, 13% damage buff from what you will see here right now. We are getting some nerfs to the key passive because now we can't play the Gushing Wounds anymore, but we are playing Unconstrained. And Unconstrained is only a 25% nerf because this 35 goes on top of the 25 that we get from our normal berserking. So we are getting the 25 from Warcry plus the 35 from Unconstrained for a total of 1.6. And right now it's basically double, so we just divide 2 divided by 1.6. And we are getting a 25 damage nerf. But this is going to be, you know, completely neglected because we are getting the Twister, 13%, and we are getting the changes later on to all the Uber Uniques. The Harlequin's Crest is way stronger, the Turiel's Might is way stronger, and also the Starter Sky is way better. I just noticed here, you usually want to masterwork damage reduction. So let's get started here with the skill tree. So just as usual, we go Lunging Strike, and then early on, because we're not playing Bleed anymore, we want to play Furious Whirlwind. And again, the damage is not coming from Whirlwind, but the damage is coming from Whirlwind proccing either our Turiel's Might or our Dust Devil or our Devilish. So this is a Dust Devil Whirlwind build. But we can use this Furious Whirlwind to still apply bleeds. And in the unique version, we are rocking Rage of Harrogath, which has now been buffed to 1.6 or 60% chance. and get some nice benefits with this. Then we need one more point here. We just put this in pressure point. We have Imposing Presence, we have Rallying Cry. You can use the Tactical Rallying Cry, or you can also use the Strategic Rallying Cry for Fortify. Depends a bit on your preference and on your setup. Iron Skin, Challenging Shout, War Cry, Shout Support, Movement Speed, Aggressive Resistance, Pit Fighter, Slaying Strike, Counter Offensive, and then here Call of the Ancients. Again, you can also play Wrath of the Berserk, Heavy-Handed, and Unconstrained. Right now we're rocking a polearm, so we can't take any melee stuff. But in the full Uber version here, where we basically rock every Uber, I think this is the Ultima Endgame variant, we are playing the newly buffed Grandfather, 450% additive. It's going to also be like 300 all stats, which is going to be insane. And then we want to assign Whirlwind to our mace, because now we can play with Wallop as well. But all the other setups, apart from this, are basically going to be polearm setups, where we assign Whirlwind again to our polearm for a good benefit, and then also play the newly buffed Executioner Glyph that is now quite a bit stronger. We're looking like right in here. This is usually the Executioner Glyph, so we are rocking another, I think it's 15x now, so that's very insane. So this is how the Paragon board looks on the starter boards. We have Exploit, we have Ira here, more damage reduction while we Berserk. Again, Exploit still makes stuff vulnerable, very good. Then we are rocking Might. You can choose to go for Carnage, however, the problem is with the attack speed scaling that it's not going to make your Dust Devil proc any faster. So it doesn't really help you that much in terms of proccing the Dust Devil. It does help you with the Tyrell's Might, but here right now, we don't even have Tyrell's Might because this is the no Uber starter version. And then we have the Twister Glyph now working again. You can also fully populate the Twister Glyph. I'm probably going to do this like at the start if I don't need that much life yet. I'm just going to put all these points here, you know, for like maximum additive damage. It's going to do a lot of damage. But for now, we don't really need this, so I'm going to reload this. I think the damage is going to be more than fine, more than enough in this setup. But yeah, you can definitely do this if you want to go for more DPS orientated stuff. Then here in Decimator, we are rocking the Disemboweled Glyph for the starter board, and later on when we take the polearm, we are rocking Executioner. And then we have Wrath, Tenacity, and we have supposed to be Marshall here in the last board. Again, you can check in the planners. I will have these updated. I need to change that still. There's so many cool builds to do on Barb. But yeah, we don't need Hemorrhage. We're not playing Bleeds, so we have the Marshall Glyph here in the end. So this is probably going to be the Paragon board. So Exploit in the starter board, Ire, Might, Twister, Disemboweled, or again Executioner, then Wrath, and last but not least Marshall. And what this will allow you to do, I think in the very end game here, we're going to have so much cooldown with our Harlequin's Crest that we're going to have perma shouts and perma Iron Skin. Especially with Marshall, again, our shouts, I mean, this is going to be like 50% cooldown reduction. Now our shouts only have 20% base, and you have cooldown here, and you're going to get another cooldown from Bolt's Chieftain. The shouts last for 7 seconds, and they're going to reduce the cooldown of Iron Skin, and they're also going to reduce the cooldown of Call of the Ancients. And there's a good chance that it's just going to all be permanently up with this crazy cooldown reduction. So I'm very much looking forward to this. And that is pretty much the different setups. Again, starter version, like no uniques at all. Uniques here, but no Uber uniques. And then polearm here with Ubers. And then full Uber with Grandfather. Probably the way to acquire the Ubers, I think the Harlequin's Quest and the Tyrell's Might are the most important. Then the Starless Sky, and last but not least the Grandfather. Because, again, the Executioner version here is very strong, and we're going to play this now in game and showing you some gameplay. Is very, very strong, and Grandfather is only at the very end if you can choose and craft this. But overall, the Stygian Stone drop rate, the Stygian Stone requirement for boss spawn is only 1, and you're also getting the bosses without loading screens. You can resummon them all the time. So this is going to be insane. Looking into the overall tier list, like, yes, Whirlwind Barb is going to be in A tier, but again, this is for pit pushing. For farming, it's definitely going to be an S tier build. The Twister Glyph is bug fixed. In general on Barb, there is just so much potency for the very end game when you're getting all those mythic reworked Uber Uniques. It's just gonna be so insane. Like, you're gonna have so much crit chance with Starter Sky, you're gonna have crazy damage reduction and full max res already with Tyrell's Might. Shaco is gonna give you crazy cooldown, also gonna max your armor. You don't need any more armor, and then just all the things that we are used to from a Whirlwind Barb just make this build so strong. So we will be spinning and we'll be winning in Season 5. Let's go in-game right now. So I'm here on my Barb and I'm rocking Tusk Helm. You see, like, we have just like some bunch of like gear that is like not that crazy. Okay, I think we need to put Starlight on here. And then we're pretty much good to go. So we're gonna go in, no bleed. I removed all the bleed and no Uber Barb. And we're gonna speed run a couple hundreds. I'm just going to show you here. So we're going to be using the resource aspect, Starlight. I like this one quite a bit. And I don't even know what we're going to play on the chest here. Like this, we can just play this. Just double checking. Okay, so we are playing this passive here, which is going to get nerfed by 25%. But again, we're going to get way more buffs from those Uber Uniques and the Twister Glyph. And then we are rocking Bleed here. I think I'm also going to be rocking 2 points in the bleeding ones. Okay, and like this, we will just see and do a couple hundred runs, see how it's gonna go. I think this is still gonna be very strong. So again, Whirlwind assigned to our pole arm, no bleeds, no Ubers. We're just gonna go in like this. We'll see how it's gonna go. But yeah, still an insane farming build. Best boss killer, Bash Barb and Flay Barb. It's gonna be very tight between the two. And keep in mind, since I don't have True Air, I don't even need to spam Whirlwind all too much. I can just hold down the button if I want to. Okay, great map. Not. So you can see here, the damage is still very, very good. And keep in mind, on the PTR, on the Season 5 game, all the life of these guys is going to be nerfed, especially on the bosses. The pit bosses are going to do significantly less damage, and they're going to have significantly less HP. Like you see here, no Tyrell's Might, no Uber Uniques at all, no bleeds, and we're already like pacing through this basically. Chop, chop. Chop a bit more. See, no bleeds. Oh, we need to go down here. I almost missed it. Don't think we're gonna do pit 200, no. That's gonna be too crazy. You see here the Wrath of the Berserk is replaced with the Call of the Ancients, and I like that a lot. We can blast quite a bit. And yeah, like this, we will just blast through all this. Hopefully don't run out of monsters. Oh, there's more here. I like it. So you see the damage is still insane. This is without any Ubers. Just blast down all the shouts. Shout, 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 shout. And boom, we're at the boss. And even here, you don't really care that much about anything. And keep in mind, the boss HP is going to be nerfed a lot. So on the boss, you will be struggling a little bit. At least on these tiers. But the boss HP is going to be divided by 5. So he will be long dead. Like very long dead. So you could use a bit more lucky hit in terms of making or keeping him vulnerable. And you see here why we play with the Starlight, because we will need resources on a single target. This is also not a great boss, of course. Now we're getting the multiplier from our Slaying Strike. And obviously with, this was still a 2-minute run. And obviously with Tyrells, the boss will die about twice as fast, right? So this is still 2 minutes speed farming 101. And again, you will have Uber Uniques. If you just have a Starter Sky, like you're basically going to be doing 50% more damage, right? Because you're getting rid of this, and you're going to take in Starter Sky. And then another double damage if you take Tyrell's Might, because you're just getting rid of this. So you're gonna be swimming. The damage reduction is insane. Like you might say, okay, but Rob, you're losing the imposing presence ranks. Yeah, but you're losing them. But you're gonna get 50% damage reduction, or at least 40% on Tyrell's Might. And you're gonna get a Harlequin's Crest with another 20% damage reduction. And you're gonna get the Anger Management for perma berserking, and there's just so many buffs. The Twister Glyph, There's just so many buffs that you're gonna get here with the reworked Uri Uniques. You're gonna get max crit chance and 450 additive and 300 all stats and just a lot. So this is, again, very weak Barbarian. No Ubers, no bleeds, no nothing. Just pole arm in the hand and reblast. And you can play this pretty much from the start of the season. Obviously, nothing will be like fully masterworked. I'm not even fully masterworked, but nothing will be masterworked and stuff. But you'll still be plowing through like 80s, 90s, no problem, and all the way until 100s. Especially when you start with 1 or 2 Uber Uniques. You're gonna be blasting through, trust me, bro. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a great season on the Spin2Win Barbarian. Barb strong, Barb Nation, let's go. More builds coming. Season starts in just a few days, this Tuesday. Let's go, log in, GG. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.